Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to Warhammer 3. So, we're in a weird situation right now where we are losing money. We have armies, but we don't really have any target for us to really go after. So what we need to find is something for our armies to do. We want to be a little bit aggressive because we're only going to get our items up here if we're actually using our Sisters of Twilight to actually fight battles, right? So we will want to fight battles, and so now we're going to have to think about who are we going to go for. We could support our ally over here in a war. They are currently at war with the Drowned. I wish it was easier to just switch between, right? Because I would like to now look at the Drowned, but maybe we can do that here. Yes, maybe this is a better screen to do this. So we're looking for the Drowned. Their current strength is 92, and they are both at war with us, with the Exiles of Nehek and the Slaughterhorn tribe. So they are having a couple of wars on their hand, and it doesn't seem like they would pose too much of a threat. So if we were to go to war with them, we might get a defensive pact with these guys, right? If we just help them, take them out, we could potentially get that. And we would not be fighting this war alone, right? Because we'd be joining these guys in the war. Another option for us, of course, would be that we could actually go after the Slaughter tribe. There. Which currently they are super weak, right? So it would basically just us... I keep forgetting that I can't move the camera while I'm in this goddamn screen. Like, that's how you can tell I'm a goddamn noob. So I think all we would need to do is just walk up there and take it. So we might as well go for that first, right? Like, because then our army is already closer to the Drowned, and so maybe we can do the Slaughter tribe and then help with the Drowned, and you know, that could be interesting, because where I want to expand to is here. There's some other Dark Elves up here, and the reason I want to do that is because my Lord has the bonus against Dark Elves. Leadership when fighting Dark Elves. So that's telling me it would probably be a good idea to go after Dark Elves. And in this case, it's also an economic reason, because we can build mines here, which gives us more income, and iron and marble, which will help us trade. So going up here is kind of something I want to do. So for that, we will have to start moving our armies. Our defensive army here, I think, is going to stay like this, and they're going to stay in the settlement. Right. Then we have our hero over here, and we're going to embed him into our army. Now we are full, and we have a hero again. This guy, of course, is only level 1. We are going to give him the refined cloak here, because the upkeep bonus applies to the whole army. So even if we give the cloak to him, it should still apply. So we're at 3,156. So now let's give him the cloak and check, and yep, it's still the same. And I would rather have a cloak on him, because giving this this ability here to summon the scouts, I'd rather have that on him, and I'd rather bring these scouts in maybe a little bit toward the end of a battle, you know, like clean up. Of course, if you bring it in at the start, it could also be interesting, but this is a unit that I can bring in that is going to be fresh, that is not going to be so exhausted, and they're also going to have full ammo. So when I have some archer units that are maybe a little bit banged up and I need to pull them out, this could turn the battle around, but I need to always summon them every battle, because I think I can use this once per battle, and yeah, getting another unit here of Deepwood Scouts, absolutely amazing. And of course getting stock as well, pretty good. I was also considering putting it on this guy, because this guy, as far as I know, does not have stock, whereas the... Right, let's take this off. I think this guy already has stock, right? So already we don't really need to put it in. So I was also thinking of just putting it here. Oh wait, actually I think they're female. Oh, my bad. I think I'm also gonna rename them to Wolf. There we go. See, this is also interesting, but if we're not having them in the battle, yeah. And the main reason, of course, being the upkeep, right? Minus 10% upkeep. That's the main thing here. I want to have this on my main army because the main army is too expensive. And I'm not sure how much the sisters are actually benefiting from stock. Do they benefit from stock? Let's actually try it out, right? Let's actually try it out. They're flying on a huge eagle, but let's try to see if actually stalking is possible with them. I mean, it tells me when my unit is invisible, right? So that would be interesting. However, they don't actually come with snipe. But the next upgrade of the cloak, I think, actually gives snipe as well. So that could be interesting. Then again, we're probably usually going to keep her at the front lines, or keep them at the front lines. So I don't know. It's a tricky situation. But let's actually try out if stock works here. Our new hero, I'm also thinking of giving him another name. So we're going to actually give this guy a name, and we're going to name him Haldir. Let's hope he doesn't die, even if that would be kind of fitting. So now we have our hero in here. Of course, the hero is still only rank 1. So we're going to take him with us as we go do this battle. I hope that while we are bringing our army away, we're not going to be targeted by perhaps maybe these guys, because they're a lot stronger and they do pose me a little bit of a threat. And with their 9 settlements and everything, they are a threat. But currently they are actually at war with the Daughters of the Forest, so I'm curious how that's going to go. I'm hoping at least that the Daughters of the Forest are not going to just be wiped out here. Strength rank 103 compared to their 27. Oof, yeah. They might actually get wiped out, and then we'll have the Dark Elves below to deal with. But that is probably not happening right away. So let us turn our attention to what we can accomplish right now. And like I said, we might actually join the war here so that we can get the defensive alliance, and then the Dark Elves might be less likely to attack us as we have a defensive alliance. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to move either through here or through there. And I think there's some attrition here. Not sure. I'm actually not sure if there's attrition. So we're gonna go through the Venom Glade. And I think we're gonna march ahead with Lolth. I don't think we need to be too scared that anyone is going to be around here. We just want to move as far as we can right now. And I think we're going to do the same here. No point in... Oh, Okay, I suppose that is the faster way. We're of course going to lose a little bit of control and income and all that in our main capital over here. The control is actually positive, so that's good. The main thing that is kind of sucking a bit is the income, which we're going to have to fix. In 2 turns we're going to have growth, and then we can upgrade this, which is going to boost us from 624 to 728, which might actually just about give us the money we need. As long as we can afford building it, that's the other thing. It's gonna cost 1,300, oof. We might need to disband the unit here actually. And if anything, we'd probably disband one of these Glade Guards. Yeah, okay. I'm not too happy about it. I would have rather had the unit get lost in the battle. But if I'm not able to actually afford this building, it would be a problem. And so, yeah, you could argue that I could have waited to see, maybe it would have worked out. But let's just not take that risk. Let's look into the diplomacy to see if there's anything here. So we can make peace here. Actually, we are at peace and they want a non-aggression pact. Okay. We can get a trade agreement. And also get a defensive alliance. But I don't know why they're so friendly with us. Like, why are we the only ones that want... I'm tempted to take this, even though it might piss off some of the other elves here. So maybe we're not going to. Oh! Okay, Paravan actually got destroyed. And we have researched the mother, so our income from grapevines is going to be better. Okay, and we have some unhappy populace. These seem to be random things, I don't know what causes them. Our control is really good over here, so I don't think it was caused by a lack of control. And we also saw that I think Morathi raised this. Oh no, her name is Murdredessa. She raised the settlement and she's also upgraded, so now she's on a lizard mount. Dinosaur mount. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah. That is interesting to me. Who took them out? Was it us? Yep. Okay, so that's good. For us at least, I think, is that this was taken up by Wood Elves. So if we get the quest to actually confederate them, that would be great. I don't exactly remember how I can confederate them, or if I can confederate them. So this is Talcin, right? And if we're checking our confederate objectives here, right? This is Wydrove, Torgovan, Spirits of Shanlin, okay, and Torgovan I think is here. Torgovan would probably be good. And now we just need to win some battles against... Maybe we should have stayed down here and actually fought some battles against Bretonnia. Because I'm not even sure how much of Bretonnia is left at this point. Like, if... And I don't know if... You know, if they get completely wiped out, will we not be able to actually finish this quest? So maybe we should have stayed down here and worked on some of his confederation business down here. Looks like the Empire is also down here. Because I know Carcassonne is left. And they only have the one. They only have the one settlement now, so... I'm not sure. Well, if we're unable to confederate them, we're unable to confederate them. I forgot what this is. I don't remember. Anyhow, we have other business currently. We can't even go there for another 8 turns. Maybe it was smarter, or it would have been smarter to finish those quests while we were down there. So we're gonna keep moving, but I think, yep, they took it. So now we're gonna have to see about how we're gonna deal with this. Because if we join, right, because we'd want, okay, so we have military access, so we can just walk through, so that's good. And maybe we should just get on this currently, because if I'm not mistaken, the Drown only have one settlement left, so I think it would be very smart of us to join this war right now, because if we join the war right now, they're very likely to win this war anyway. With only one settlement left, I don't think they're going to be doing a lot. So if we can get the defensive alliance by maybe joining this war... Can we actually get a military alliance? No. Okay. Maybe we could ask them to give us the plane of spiders. No, that's not gonna fly. Maybe we can trade it for the settlement up here, right? If we don't want that one, right? Because the spiders, you know, but it's a desert, right? So maybe they prefer keeping it. I mean, it's in their province anyway. So let's get the defensive pact. I think that's good enough for now. We can ask for a little bit of money. Sure, yes. What is all this? Let me take a look at this. Okay, so it seems, at least if you hover over this, that if you build an outpost, you can recruit some of the allies' units. That's pretty cool. So maybe they have some units in their roster that I might wanna recruit, maybe in the Venom Glades or something. So we should take a look at their units in a moment. And we can also set a target if we have alliance points or legions points. Then we can set a target and we are getting 2 of that per turn. And we could also have some missions. Alright, so let's look at their units. No, I want to look at their units. Come on, how was I able to do that last time? I was able to do that with the Dark Elves, right? So how was I able to do that? Okay, we can do it here. Okay, so we could check, for example, for something that has anti-cavalry effects, because we are lacking anti-cavalry a lot. So what do they have in terms of infantry? So there's this, the Tomb Guard, halberds, armor piercing, bonus versus large. Okay. Normal skeletons also have a bonus versus large. And charge defense. Okay, so this is versus large. I'm actually not even sure like what constitutes anti-cavalry, because no unit I've ever seen says it's anti-cavalry, right? This is anti-large, anti-infantry, anti-large. Yeah. I don't know. See, with our own units as well, this is also just anti-large. But I suppose it also... So bracing... See, we could brace with these units, so they would be good against charging cavalry, I suppose. Which that is something the Tomb Kings don't have. Oh, no, they do. Okay. Are they better though? I wish I could compare this. Armored, shielded, charge defense against large foes. Undead. Melee attack 25, melee defense 47. That's the stats we're kind of looking for. 25, 47. Now let's look at our own units. These guys. They have better melee defense on the Tomb Guards, but we have a bit more attack. Overall, I think these units aren't bad. We might prefer to go with something else. Actually, these are much better, aren't they? Let's compare them. So the Eternal Guard has more health, more armor, more leadership, but they don't have as much weapon strength, melee attack. They're also slower. Okay. Okay, so I think the War Dancers, the Azrai Spear War Dancers is what we'd go for. I just don't remember where you build that. Okay, so they're in the same building, just one up. And they don't require another building, whereas these guys, it says they require this forge. So do these, the Blade Singers. So that seems like a good option for us to go for. Once we have upgraded, we can build this again. Then we can just upgrade it another time. And then there's our anti-large. And I suppose they also have charge reflection. They don't come with a shield, of course. Especially like the one downside. Right, so these guys come with a shield. These guys don't. So the War Dancers, they have a little bit less HP, a little bit less armor, a little bit less leadership, but they're faster. They have stronger melee attack, stronger melee defense, stronger weapon strength, better charge bonus. So overall, I think this is the better unit. Their upkeep is 212, whereas these guys are 138. Ooh, yeah, okay, so the upkeep is actually a lot cheaper. But it doesn't require another building. And of course, maybe I should just get these, right? Just the spear infantry, that's probably my best bet. They just seem to be my best bet here. Or maybe these guys. Which ones are these are actually better? Maybe one each. Maybe get both of them. Yeah, these lock strictures look really good to me. Look really good to me. Alright, so we are now at war with the Vampire Coast here, and we have a ally which should probably help in the long run of this campaign, because I am not too concerned with them taking this land up here, as long as we can eke out, you know, some of our own lands before actually whoever this is. These are dwarves. Okay, I hope we're not going to take them out completely, because we want that as well. So maybe we're not going to help much in the war. But I just saw there's like a... okay, that's just for that. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't help out much with the war, but instead go up here, because that's what we want to take, right? We want to take Graef. So, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to just try to get up there, and I think we can afford another force march. So where we're trying to go is here. So, what is the best path to go there? Right, it says through here. Okay, so we're gonna go through there. We're still in force march. I forgot to turn that off. I've got some high elves here too. They're also at war with the Vampire Coast. What did the Vampire Coast do to piss everyone off? How does this guy have so much movement anyway? 165 compared to 180. Okay, so we're still in March, and yep, we're gonna have to go here. Trying to get there as fast as possible. Research. We have to pick some research. We've just finished all this, so now recruit ranks up. Probably good. What comes after? Income. Don't care too much. Upkeep for all elf units. That one's good. Weapon strength and income from hunting buildings. See, I'm wondering if perhaps we should also seek some of these lower bonuses here, because there is missile strength plus 10% down here. This is good only if we want to recruit another lord, which I'm currently not doing. And then of course the upkeep for elf units is also really good. But 10% missile strength down here is where we're going for next. Okay, I'm just taking a quick gander. Nope, no trade deals for us. Okay. We're gonna just chill here. Yep. One more turn until this grows. So we're just gonna chill. We can build an outpost. Okay, yeah, but do we have the money? We have the money. I don't care too much, to be honest, about the outpost. Yes, I don't care about the outpost, so whatever. Okay, not all that much happened. The only concerning thing is that Mordredessa is starting to walk through our territory here with unknown intentions. Because they are at war with the Sisters of the Forest. So why is she going through my territory? That is slightly concerning. March stance. It's not a complete army, right? It's only 14 out of 20. We could, of course, warn them to leave. How big is our garrison? We need to make sure that we can handle them. So our garrison has some well-rounded units here, as well as, of course, our lord here having some units. Okay, that's not bad. And another thing is, interestingly enough, when they build an outpost in our territory, it seems the units, or are going to be added to the garrison. So it actually makes your garrison stronger to actually build an outpost. And obviously if I had the money, I would build outposts in their territory as well, but I currently don't have the money for it. And there goes Carcassonne. Okay. Great power. The crown lies near a famous landmark in the empire. Okay. Who knows where that is, what that is? I have no idea. We could be recruiting here just to dissuade them a little bit, but I don't think they actually would win this battle, right? It's going to take 2 turns for that outpost to be built, and it's going to take 2 turns for this to be built, right? So that would give us more income. We're just going to have to hope that this army is good enough to take care of theirs. It should be. With the garrison on top of that, right? The garrison is another 6, 8, 9 units. Yeah, our army is bigger than theirs, so we should be fine. We should be fine. Over here, I think it is time to get out of force march. I think we're getting close. We can always go back into march stance if we feel like it's safe. Obviously, we'd want to have these units together. So another question is, do we go help in the battle, or do we just ignore this because it's not any strategic target for us and head for our strategic targets instead? And I think, yes, we are going to head toward our strategic targets. This is enemy territory here, so we are actually going through here instead. Can I can walk over that, right? Yep, okay, so we can. Okay, so we are going to head up here. Oh boy. We found an army. Okay. Interesting. I don't think we can take it. That is not good, because the Sisters of Twilight are not exactly close enough without force marching. Of course, ambushing would be great here. We just don't have it. We just don't have the movement, right? So what do? I don't exactly want them to come and attack us, because 6 units, it's just a raiding army, but it's 6 units still. We can summon a unit here. I don't think we'd be in range without using march. Question just being, would it actually be beneficial if these guys come and attack us, because then we can just come sweep them up afterwards? Or do we just march to be there? No. We're gonna just stay down here. If they come for my army, I can probably do a little bit of damage. I'm not too concerned with losing some of these units. And as long as the units don't die, I'm not too concerned. Okay. I wish I could put this guy on sleep. Right, like this just says it will always show me. Okay, we're just gonna skip him. And we did everything we could. Diplomacy, always checking diplomacy. Nope, okay. Let's just go to the next turn. Alright, it seems like Mordodessa has not really moved from here. I'm not sure what they're doing. But we have been issued a new mission. And that one looks interesting. Upgrade any settlement building to level 5. And we get the Ranger's Quiver. Replenishes ammunition. Yes, please. And then we also get Spell Shield. And the Tormentor Sword. So that seems really good. There's also an unusual location over here in Adayov. Let's check that out. So that would be the temple here. Chance for events to trigger related to this location. Diplomatic relation with dwarves. Construction costs down. Construction time down. Heavy supply usage. Defender will begin siege battles with no defensive supplies in the local region. You know, I actually don't mind this. Sure, let's keep it. It's not like we can make much use of it anyway. And for this quest, upgrading any settlement building to level 5, we'd probably look for this, for Great Hall. That's probably the first one. So we're making our way over there. We need better economy though. As you can see, the next one costs 9,200. So we need more gold. We need a lot more gold. We're working on it. We're working on it. And did I just see that correctly? Holy... We are at 99 already. I didn't even notice. Which means we are about to be able to perform our first ritual. Oh, great. Now, up here, should we just declare war? I don't think we can just declare war. We're just gonna have to, you know, walk in there and then see. So, we're gonna want to keep these together, right? So we're gonna want to move as one. And I think I'm gonna keep my Sisters of Twilight on ambush stance. Just in case there's any... Okay, ambush success chance 80%, 70, also 80% here, okay. 80, 80. Why does all of us say 80? I just earlier saw 70. Okay. This is... Okay, we've got 80 up here, so let's just go. 80. Okay. So, I'm hoping to maybe draw them out to come and attack this smaller army. Right, so if we just move here. Can I declare? I can declare war without moving, right? If I declare war now, there's a chance that they'll come to attack me, and then they probably aren't aware of this unit, and that would be the trap then. Huh, okay, let's go. So, let's declare war. Okay, so let's see how this goes. I'm hoping that we're gonna get the ambush here. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to cheese this. So, we'll see next turn. Yeah, let's keep an eye on this. All right, let's go. Absolutely spectacular! It worked. All right. We have the absolute amazing ambush here now. And this is with my main army. So the main army is going to be the ones that attack first. It says decisive victory and casualties low. We could auto-resolve this, but I want to fight this manually. Let's look at what they have. So they have some flying units. So we're gonna put our archers on that first. We've also got some monstrous beasts here. And then just regular infantry and everything. Okay. Oh, I'm excited. Alright, so here's the battlefield. It's nice that they've given us a lot of hills. But we are going to start deploying our main bulk of the army over here. We have the Dryads sort of in a loose formation here. The reason I did this a little bit loosely is so that perhaps we can get them to kind of fill into these gaps, and then we can pull around and attack them from behind. I then also have my archers positioned like so. One of them back here is in reserve, and I have turned off toggle fire at will so that they're gonna reserve their ammunition. I have the better archers here. Not as far forward because their range is better, right? They have 180 range, these have 170 range. So I'm kind of having them over here. We should be able to keep our archers safe. And if we just move this whole army forward as one, that would be great. I'm gonna keep this guy hidden, I think. But the thing is, he's gonna be hidden no matter where he is, right? It says hidden. And the same now goes for the Sisters of Twilight. Really interestingly, because they're wearing very specific boots, the enemy army is actually not able to see them. They're so blinded by the boots. So we're gonna have them back here. The reason I have all these guys back here is because I'm hoping to take their flying units out straight away, right? There's only one unit. So we're gonna try to use these units to just take them out real quick. We'll see how that goes. I don't really see that the volley of Kurnos is doing that much damage, but we're gonna try it this time around. So let's just see how everything unfolds. We'll want to start here with the main army, I think. Right, let's get everyone moving. Right, so we want to move like that. And have this guy primarily target their lord, I think. And then, yep, these guys come forward. And those guys all use that on this unit. Okay, so their lord is a menace. Let's go ahead and get our eagle in there. I don't... Is he just trying to run away? I have no idea. Right, so see, that's what I was hoping for. So we're gonna get these Dryads from the sides in. And I completely forgot to bring these guys in. But yeah, we can now take these Dryads from the back and start hitting them in the back. As for the hero, he should 100% go after this guy. Having him, like, attack my archers is definitely not ideal. And yeah, it was obvious that we're gonna pull through a little bit with their units. We're gonna actually send the cavalry in here from behind. Let's heal some of our units. Where's this guy? Let's use that spell on him. Let's get the eagle out of there. He's kind of getting banged up. Okay, we're gonna get our own lord in there. And let's get a unit of Deepwood Scouts out here. Start attacking them. I kind of hate how when you don't really give any orders, Your units sometimes don't do anything. So gonna have to remember to give orders constantly. Okay, so we're gonna wanna get this guy. I'm not sure we can get him. But yeah, we 100% wanna get him. So let's see if we can somehow pin him. We're just too slow, I think. He's just gonna get away. Maybe if we switch to this. Slow him down. So most of my units are tired, winded, but we're okay. Let's see if we can get the whole army over here. Deal with him. Nah, he's getting away. Yep, okay. Let's try to get some of their units instead. So you over here, yep, you take out those guys. All the Dryads are probably too slow for anything. The Eagle could try to get these guys. And let's have these guys go for them. Speed that up too. We could heal some, so let's actually heal the Eagle. They took the biggest damage. Some of the Dryads also took a bit of a beating, but it's okay, they're sort of expendable. Yeah, so now we're just waiting. Let's try to get those guys too. So get the Eagle in there. Did the volley of Kurnos actually do anything? I have no idea right now. Can we? Nah. I was going to try to see if I can get some more healing off. Okay, let's end this battle. And we've banged them up pretty good. But yeah, Alright, that went really well. The only thing I'm taking away from that is that we should not underestimate large entities, because I was not able to stop that guy whatsoever. He was just running through my units. We're gonna have to get something that has a bonus against large, so that we can actually possibly stop large enemies that would otherwise just run through our back lines. That was not ideal. And we're gonna take the replenishment that should heal almost all of our units back up to full. And he's gonna try and get away, but since that was the ambush, we now still get to chase. Alright, here we go. The Scheme of Doom performed. Skaven faction has performed the Scheme of Doom. A special warlock engineer has been summoned. Okay. That's not great. We've gained a follower. That's good. We've got an armor. That's good as well. Another follower. And we've gotten armor piercing weapon damage plus 20 and charge bonus. Awesome. Creator. Okay, so that's the upgrade to Constructor, so that's also pretty good. Sort of striking. I like it. Oh, okay. We have unlocked some regiments of renown. That's good. I think the first order of business would be to level up, then go after him to defeat him completely and take a settlement. We don't want to just let him roam. We're going to defeat him and then we take the settlement. The settlement, does that have a garrison? Yep, it does have a pretty decent garrison actually, so that's that. And this regiment, I want them. How can I recruit them? Can I recruit them here? I can. They're just pretty expensive, okay, but it's actually not too bad, and they're rank 9. Okay. Unbreakable. That's good. But how do they compare, right? So these guys, how do they compare to those guys? They're slower, but they have more HP, more armor, less melee attack, less melee defense. I think I'd rather have these spear infantry here. What about these dryads? What makes them special? They have magical attacks and apply frostbite. That's pretty good too. They're frenzied. They slow everything that's around them. Physical resistance. And of course they're weak to fire. I might want these as well. They're a bit expensive, but they are probably worth it. How did I unlock them? I actually do not know. Doesn't matter. We'll hire them as we unlock them. We've also finished the building, so that's good. There's probably nothing left for me to build. Now we're just trying to upgrade this and then increase our economy even further. We need more growth. That is one thing I'm noticing. We're not growing fast enough. Of course, this is going to provide some. No, actually, it isn't really providing much. Do some of these provide growth? No. None of these provide growth. Okay. So then perhaps we might want to increase the growth somewhere out here. Like we could replace the sacrificial grounds out here with another foraging grove. Because if we do that, we can probably build, right? This is going to unlock us 2 more build slots. And 2 more build slots, what I'd want to build is this building. So that we can get a glade captain as well as these spears. And then that leaves us with another build slot. We could, of course, build the forge. But I don't want to build the forge because it takes surplus population. And just 1 surplus population we get easily, right? We get that easily. But I'm just seeing other things that are much better. Like this building, for example, here. Reducing the upkeep for armies in the region. As well as more ammunition. And faster reload time and a bigger garrison. This is going to allow us to have my main army sort of out and about, and we're not going to lose our main settlement. I think that's very valuable here for us on the Wood Elves, considering we need every amount of income we can get. And of course, our main settlement is the most important. The other settlements, they're not that important, right? They provide small buffs, but that's about it, really. It's just small buffs. So the main settlement is what we're going to try to defend. So a bigger garrison here seems better to me than just a forge. I mean, it's reducing the cost of all buildings. That's great. Don't get me wrong. But this, it's just so much better, right? We're getting 5 units on top of our garrison here. Plus, we can upgrade this to reduce our army upkeep, which is just giving us a little bit more money. We could also build this so that we can get dryads here. And then we wouldn't need to get dryads anymore out in any of these buildings out here. Where was it? Yes, here in the Temple of Adayoth. We could remove the sacrificial grounds. We have enough dryads as is, right? And if we need dryads again, we can always just build it again. So let's demolish it and build the foraging groves so that we can get a bit more growth. Speaking of growth, we have the 100 health here. I don't know what we need to do now though. Also, we don't have the money for this, but this would give us all the growth we need. So we just need money right now. We really just need money. Really, we just need money. How does the ritual work? Do I just click this? Do I just click this? But this is going to give me a hero that's probably really expensive. No, the upkeep is free. Alright.
Enemies muster nearby to disrupt the ritual. They can be weakened if attacked before the appearance, even if the ensuing battle is lost. The ritual cannot be stopped. You will receive additional rewards if you control the forest at its conclusion.
What the hell?
Those that serve your cause gain experience over time, my lord. Be sure to guide their development to your advantage.
No. No. I messed up so much. I messed up. Because my army's out here. I completely messed up. Jesus Christ. Christ almighty. Are we going to save scum? Okay, under normal circumstances, I would not want to save scum because... yeah. But honestly, right now, this is bullshit. We're not going to be able to come here fast enough. It's going to take 3 turns, but we're going to be all at full strength. All these units, all these are going to be at full strength, right? And our garrison... sure, it's pretty big considering that we have some of the tomb lords here as well with us. But that's 3 turns and 3 armies, which are probably gonna be full stacks of 60 units. And even with my main army there, it would probably be difficult to disrupt them and all that. So, whew. If we can save scum here, I am going to, because this would mean the end of the campaign right now. So, because I didn't know this, I think I'm giving myself a fair assessment, because it doesn't say, when I'm hovering over it, it doesn't say, it never explained anywhere that I'm gonna have to fight big battles when I'm doing the Ritual of Rebirth. Nowhere did it say that. So we just exit to the main menu. It's gonna say all unsaved progress is gonna be gone. Okay. Then we're gonna load back in. Phew! You know, considering that the game itself allows you to do that, right? I do not consider this cheating. Because I don't need to force the game down or tinker with the save files. The game itself allows me to just drop out before I end the turn and reload. So I'm thinking, this is fine. This is not going against the Iron Man rules because the game allows me to do it. Which I think is fair, considering that sometimes you might misclick and do something absolutely campaign breaking, and you just misclicked and you something that you didn't mean to do. So obviously an undo button is much appreciated. Which means we're going to have to redo some of the things that we've just done. So what we're going to do is we're going to dismantle this because we will unlock another building in building slot in 3 turns, and we might actually build this building. However, I'm leaning more toward actually building this building and building that building because this gives me a bigger garrison, which is going to help actually with the upcoming Ritual of Rebirth. Because if you have a big garrison here, it's going to help with all these attacking forces. So that is something to keep in mind as well, is that we're going to have to really try hard to defend the Witchwood. Okay. Next thing that we did was... I don't even remember. I don't think there was anything we did. No, there's nothing we actually did. I mean, we've gained a couple of items and all that. So we will have to go take a look at what we've got and who we're going to put it on. Got some pretty simple things here. So, for example, the Gambler's Armor could actually just go on the hero. I'm liking it more on the hero because this lord already has decent armor, right? So I already feel like, yeah. The Sword of Striking then is mostly melee attack, so it's kind of similar to the Sword of Might. We might actually just combine these two together. They're both sword items, they're not overly amazing. So we might as well fuse them together, see what we can get. Yep. Okay, and we get a Dragonfire handgun. Attacks cause flammable effect, reducing fire resistance, enables flaming attacks, armor piercing missile damage. Okay. So now we have flaming attacks. That's not bad. I think that was good. The Eagle Bow, range, missile strength. I was considering maybe giving that to this guy as well, but nah, I think we're fine. Yep, I'm pretty happy with my item distribution now. We have some ancillaries here, of course, that we now need to think about. We found the Warhammer, which gives control +2. So I'm thinking we're gonna put that to good use here. Because we only have these units in our garrison anyway. Twilight Helm. Should we maybe put the Twilight Helm here? What does it provide again? It provides physical resistance up, melee defense up, armor. Yep, actually, I think that's good. What kind of lord are they again? A Glade Lord? Yep, I think they're a Glade Lord. Fine. I don't know where it says that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Glade Lord. And then ancillaries. The Hawk Companion. Yep, all that looks good to me. So, before I forget, we have another lord that we can put somewhere here. So, what does this do? Okay, no, Glamour Weaver gives the character the title Glamour Weaver. Cooldown to Locke's Blessing. Okay. And stock for War Dancer and Blade Singer units. We could also put him here in the Queen's Champion, which gives more campaign movement range. Yep, sure. I think that's actually better for us currently. There we go. Before I forget, because, wow, very, very easy to forget that. Now then, we can level up. Okay, we can get Challenge to Dave now, and I think that's a no-brainer. Getting another 33% chance to get an additional Dave's Favor is pretty good, considering that it gives us bonuses of all sorts as well as magic items. Over here we actually have 2 skill points available, and I'm going to put one of them in the Eye of Cornus, giving higher base missile damage. And then the other we are going to put into the Arrow of Cornus, which gives us a magic missile that we can use 3 times per battle, and it's very long range. And this unit, if you remember, can fire while hidden, so we can actually just snipe at the enemy from where we are. So that's pretty good. On Lolth, I am going to actually just get the ever-reaching tendrils, because that campaign movement range is pretty useful to us. Okay, now what we're gonna want to deal with is this guy. And it looks like the Sisters of Twilight are not going to be able to reach, which is disappointing. But this army is also so weak, I think it's okay to be in March. Yeah, it should be perfectly fine to be in March for this. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think I read that the Forge of Dave only works when it's the Sisters of Twilight doing the attack. I'm not sure if they just need to be in the battle, like if they reinforce, if you still get the point. So I don't know that. We could try it out, right? But I think, yeah, I think I'd be okay with trying it out. Let's get this guy over here. But if we can attack with the sisters, of course, that would be more beneficial to us anyway. But can we? See, that's the question. Do we have a range for it? Nope, we don't. Okay, see, because we don't actually have a range for this. It is saying that the sisters are also attacking if we go in like this. Isn't it? Because there's that yellow bar. Or that yellow line. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna see if we get a favor this time around. And, you know, I think we can just auto-resolve this. This should be fine. I don't think I got a favor from that. Anyhow, we're just going to take the money. It's not much, but we're going to take it. And as you can see, we did not get a favor, so perhaps we definitely do need to attack with the Sisters of Twilight to gain the favor. Actually, that's good. Lolf also now got this. That is also good, so every time you defeat the Brass Bull in battle, your lords get this bonus. What's this? Restock. Replenishes ammunition. That's pretty good. It's gonna lower the armor though. It's gonna increase armor, decrease speed, and improve ammunition. Pigeon Plugger. Armor, melee defense, Pigeon Plucker pendant. I like those two items. They're decent. So now we're on our way to that settlement. And we are pretty much a sitting duck out here, but there shouldn't be an army in there, so... What is that symbol there? Are we? Oh yeah, we are totally trespassing right now. Oops. Okay, let's just go into March. I'm trying to be close enough so that next turn we can attack. Okay. We're also going to switch to March here then, so that we can send the weak army out front. Yeah, not what I wanted to do. Trying to not move the camera so we can always have the same angle, but I'm going to move it a little bit now. I'm going to stay within the circle here. Right, that should do it. Let's turn it back. Alright. That does it. So next turn we can take it. And hopefully we get another point then. It's a shame we didn't get the point, but at least we got this, which is actually good. Armor piercing weapon damage plus 20%. And then again, we don't deal any armor piercing damage, so oh well. But we're probably going to be able to unlock an Elven Steed, so a bit of charge bonus isn't going to hurt, at least. So, gonna skip here. Build an outpost. No. No. We're stripping this down. We've got some money out of all this, which is good. It's very good. Not sure what we're gonna be able to build here, if anything at all. Let's just skip ahead to the next turn. Rightio, next turn is rolling around then as well without really anything exciting going on in the world. We are going to go out of March because we should be able to reach that settlement without needing March. This has been deconstructed, so let us go ahead and construct the Graef building. I'm just checking if we want to build it. It's not that expensive, so yeah, let's go ahead build it. As for over here, it's still going to be 2 turns until we can build something, and in 1 turn we will also have some surplus growth. So hopefully by the time that we can get to this, we will be able to get one of these. Probably not. We're gonna probably have to wait a bit. But here again, we probably want the growth one first. That way we can field a large army, we can be a bit more of a threat, we have more strategic opportunities, right? All that. Although probably we will want to use some of the money, reserve some of the money to actually build some of the buildings. Oh. Did the Vampire Coast get wiped out? Oh. They don't have a settlement anymore. They have an army still somewhere, but no settlement anymore. Okay. That's actually... I would be scared if that came for me. I would be scared, I will admit. Right, so then over here we will want to have the Lord standing at the edge here. Lord Lolth. What's the female equivalent to a lord? Actually, I don't know. We'll want her to stand over here so that she can participate in the battle that is about to ensue. This is not really going to be a very exciting battle, I think. It's a smallish garrison, but we're gonna fight this manually so we can practice a little bit against cavalry, because they have some cavalry here, some bestial cavalry. So they have a big mass. We're gonna have to target them first. We could of course also just use the auto resolve. Yeah, let's just use the auto resolve. Yeah, we're gonna win this anyway, so might as well. Okay, there we go. Lots of gold here for that battle. And look at that, we've got 2 of Dave's favor. So already the perk point that we have put into that skill paid off. Honestly, it paid off right away. There we go. Now we have options. We could occupy it, or we can sack it, or we can raise it. Raising really doesn't really give us much riches. Sacking does give us nothing. And I don't know what the seedling is doing for us, but we might as well see what that does for us. So, it comes with a port building. Gives us gold. Okay, perfect. It's exactly what we need. We need more gold. Got another forest spirit. Okay. Obsidian trinket. Hunting hounds. Hog companion. We've wiped them out. What other buildings could I build here? Okay, so we can just build the normal stuff. But the port actually is good to me. Yep, we're gonna keep the port. The port is really good. Generating some income here. For us. What the hell? Underworld sea lane. This underground sea lane can be entered by any lord or hero for direct travel between the Sea of Malice and the Boiling Sea. 2 turns duration. Okay, so we will travel from the Sea of Malice toward the Boiling Sea. Well, I don't know where that is. That sounds like it shouldn't be done haphazardly. Okay, now that we've taken the settlement, we obviously need to think about holding the settlement. It probably doesn't have much of a garrison. Has a bit of a garrison. Nothing too big. These Dark Elves here, pretty weak. They have 2 settlements left. I don't know where the second one is. Oh, it's over here. And they are at war with these dwarves. So, what I'm thinking is we should probably try to take this before the dwarves do. Which, they might take that soon, honestly. They have an army here. That army is not big though, but they might have some other armies right around. But yeah, we will definitely want to take this because of the mines here. The question just is, we have some movement left here on this guy, so we could move up there. How big is this garrison? It's banged up though, so there's that. Wall strength 99%, might as well be 100 honestly. Yeah, so maybe we're gonna take some of the army and go over there. Although it probably would be better to go with both. But at least what we can do is we can get over here. Maybe a bit closer. Yep, there. Which then, if anyone comes to attack us, we will have the reinforcements here. Now I want to upgrade the Dreaming Cloak, which then gives Snipe and Stalk, and also lets me summon a unit of Waywatcher and reduces the army upkeep by another 5%. I'm gonna get this. And I think the boots come next. Yep, we're gonna get the upgraded Dreaming Cloak. It is currently the best option to me, because that is lowering my army upkeep even further. Look at how this army used to cost us 3,100. It is now down to 2,900. Awesome. How long is the killed captives lasting? That is only 1 turn. Okay, but it's just flat experience. Okay. Okay. So, as far as skills are concerned, it is always very tempting to upgrade the Lord themselves, the Sisters of Twilight, so that we can give them more health and all that. However, the infrastructure is what's holding me down the most. Yes, of course, having stronger units and all that would be great, but I'm thinking the income is currently my biggest problem. And we can always make the Lord stronger toward the end of the campaign when we're gonna have to face stronger enemies. I just think right now it's more important that we get more heroes and more units and more buildings built. So we are going to just go with Growth of the Forest, because we're about to go back to our capital, and then, you know, that growth is going to come in handy. As for what we're going to do on Haldir, we are going to go for piercing shots. Yep. Just make Haldir stronger. I think that makes sense. And then over on Lolth, I actually didn't really think about that, but we are going to get Growth of the Forest 2, I think. Because we're going to try to grow our capital real quick. Because we're about to need a lot of it, right? So if you check the buildings, they each need 3 surplus population. And that is going to take a while. So if we're about to head back there anyway with our whole army, because we're going to have to defend for the Ritual of Rebirth, it makes sense to me. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I think, yeah, it makes sense. So we've got the port here. Question just is if we are going to take Graef first, or if we're going to head back right away. And I think we will want to take Graef first, because we are already up here, right? We're already up here. So we will want to take that while we are up here. No, I still don't want any of that, but there is a mission here. Defeat army. So the army is somewhere here. It'll give us 8 of these. We have 8 currently. We need 10 to... No, we're not gonna do that. I would give 16. Okay. No, we're not gonna do that mission. There's nothing here for us. I don't know where that army is. It's somewhere around here. It would waste us a lot of movement, a lot of time. What we want to do is go after this over here, which hopefully it's going to keep the mines at rank 3. That would be good. Think about that. 400 more income. That is what we want. So we're not going to build an outpost. And that's the end of the turn. And I will see you next time when we are going to go to another war with the Dark Elves. And maybe make friendly with the Dwarves. I know, sounds crazy, but it's kind of where I'm heading right now. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to accept a trade agreement first, and this one is coming very handy. Get 600 upfront payment, as well as another, yep, 86 per turn from having the trade agreement.